Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Podium Picks. Sean Woodland and Tommy Marquez inside the newly christened Whoop Studios now, as we welcome Whoop as our new presenting sponsor. Huge fans of Whoop and huge fans of our guest for today. We'll get to that in a second. But let's talk about Whoop. Those of you who have been listening to our podcast for a while, you probably heard all about them. It is the performance tool that is changing the way people track their fitness and recovery and helps them optimize their training. If you want to get on the Whoop train, get yourself the Whoop Strap 3.0. We're all wearing them on our wrists right now. It's a wrist-worn heart rate monitor. Measures your heart rate 100 times per second, nonstop, round the clock, 24/7. Pairs to an app on your phone, and you get daily personalized insights and analytics on the big three, among other things as well: strain, recovery, and sleep. So we're going to go through our numbers right now, and then we'll bring in our guest and we'll ask him to go through his. But my recovery score today, Tommy, if I lose this draft, I'm going to blame it on my 4 hours of sleep and my 11% recovery score.
Yeah, that's not going to get it done.
Yep.
That sounds like a weekend in Vegas for me.
Yeah, that was just late night.
I'm at 60. I'm in the green.
Man,
I'm at 68%, just barely. 7 hours and 10 minutes of sleep. So
okay.
Woke up early this morning, worked out, tried to get ahead of the curve. So
nice job. All right. Well, let's bring in our guest, and then we'll tell you about the special offer that Whoop has for our friends of the show here. Our guest today is one of my favorite people on the entire planet. Always a pleasure when this guy stops by. Chandler Smith. Chandler, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing nice. That was way kinder than I deserved. So I'll give you something back way kinder. And that's that 11% is higher than 10. So good job.
You were?
No. I'm just saying the number 10. Yeah, it could have been worse.
About myself for a second, and then what's your recovery score for the day?
I was 75% recovery, 7 hours and 3 minutes of sleep, which is actually pretty solid for me. 176 HRV and 39 resting. So it's a good day.
Wow. That is what an elite athlete looks like, as opposed to me, who was staying up probably watching YouTube videos until 11:30 at night. If you want to get on the Whoop train, go to whoop.com. That's WHOOP.com. And you use the code TALKING15. You'll save 15% and optimize the way you train. And we love having Whoop on board. We'll have our Whoop podium later on in the show. But let's talk about what we have today for our podium picks. We're going to do famous captains. So famous captains, because Chandler, as many of you know, captain in the Army, no longer, right? You're a
little bit longer.
A little bit longer. So he's still a captain in the Army. Okay, a little bit officially longer for Chandler. Just joined CompTrain as well, so that's a huge move for you. Congratulations on that. But we're gonna do famous captains here now. Chandler, the way this works is that we always allow our guest to decide where he or she wants to draft. Now, this is a snake style draft, so if you choose to pick first, remember it's going to come. There's like 4 picks to go before it gets back to you.
So a couple of people reached out on social media to get a little bit explanation on that. So the way the order works, it goes first pick, second pick, third pick. Then the third person who's picking picks again, and it snakes back up the ladder. Think of it as like a ladder.
A fantasy football draft.
Yeah. So that way it balances out the order of the draft to give everyone a somewhat kind of fair shot, but and their strategy in each spot. So whoever picks first, it'll go second, third, second, first, second, third again until we fill out 5 spots each. Yep.
So where would you like to draft, Chandler?
I'll take the third pick. I've done some initial research. I think I know what I'm doing here. I feel like I got some
strategy.
Takes the snake pick. Okay. I like that.
All right. So let's decide where we're going to draft, and then we'll announce our winner from last week.
Yes, we will.
I don't even remember what we did we did open announcements.
We did open announcement stuff. So as usual, we do a coin flip here. Sean flipped last week. I'll flip. You call it in the air.
Heads. Always go with heads.
Tails.
I'm going second. This is the first time I've gone second.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So I'm going to take the number 1 overall pick.
I already know who you're going to take, so I'm going to write this down. All right. So who won last week before we get this thing started?
So last week we did a podium picks with Rory for open announcement stuff. Let's just start from the bottom. Third place in a distant third with 20.5% of the vote was Mr. McKernan.
What a loser.
Thanks for showing up. And then in second place with 37.3% was me, making Sean the winner.
What?
Yeah.
42.2%.
There we go. Back on the winning track. All right.
So lifetime now, that gives our guest 2 wins, Sean 2 wins, and me 2 wins.
All right.
So we are knotted at 2 each.
Rubber match here.
All right, Chandler.
All right. So wait, you're up first.
I'm up first.
All right, let's begin the famous captain's draft. Tommy Marquez is on the clock, and I feel like this card has already been filled out and taken to the podium.
I have one question before we get into it.
Yeah.
My scouting team, they're on the other line here, and they want to know how many rounds deep we're going for this.
On 5.
Okay, I am going to be in trouble.
Okay, we can help you out if you need.
5 rounds deep, yes, and I would be an absolute fraud if I didn't pick this first 1-1 overall. Last I checked, we the guy that's sitting on our desk in a little Funko Pop. I'm a huge Marvel fan. If I didn't pick Captain America, I would be that's just, as we were saying before we came on here, there is a clear number 1 pick here, and Captain America has got to be it. I don't have kids, and if I did, I wouldn't be able to look them in the face if I didn't pick Captain America first overall.
That's okay. I mean, that's going to be a tough one to follow. Now, so I'm second here, and I was saying, like, I have Captain America was my 1A, but I have a 1B, and like you, if I did not pick this individual, in fact, if I picked first in order to stay true to myself, I might have had to grab this individual just first overall. But my first pick, I'm going to lead off with who I think may not have the strength and the patriotic flair that one Captain America has, but he is much cooler. He is Han Solo. Captain Han Solo flies the Millennium Falcon, had a great line in The Empire Strikes Back. I mean, come on.
Yep.
Princess Leia says, "I love you." And this guy goes, I know. Exactly. That's swag to the next level. So he might not have the strength and the super abilities of one Captain America, but makes up for it in coolness and swag. Plus he wears his gun low on his leg.
He does. That blaster.
Chewbacca,
That was, I had that on my list.
All right.
Yep.
So I go Captain Solo with my first pick. And also my band wrote a song about him that's maybe I'll have to post sometime.
Oh.
Called Captain Solo. All right. Chandler, you're up. You get back-to-back picks now.
Okay. I had something planned for my back-to-back, but we're kind of reassessing as a team right now. So I'm going to start with one of the people I've always looked up to. That's he's done a lot for the Earth and for the universe in general. That's Captain Planet.
Yes. Yeah. And the mullet.
He's a hero. And he's also going to take pollution down to 0. So all that combined is pretty incredible. So he's my first pick. And my second would be another person who really defined my childhood and was always somebody I was looking up to on top of the refrigerator with the other sugary cereals where I couldn't reach. And that's my man, Captain Crunch.
Oh, man.
Dang it.
Now, do you prefer your Captain Crunch with or without the Crunch Berries? This is important.
I think I'm a berries guy.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, they add, I feel it, Captain Crunch in and of it's by itself going to get
incredible cereal.
Absolutely. But you add in those Crunch Berries and it's just mwah.
I think
that's a whole new level.
His 1-2 punch. I like this a lot. That was my next pick on the board.
Captain Crunch was
Captain Horatio Magellan Crunch.
That is his full name.
That's his full name. Although
only his mother calls him that.
Yes, exactly. Although there was an article that I shamelessly admit that I read one time where they dissected the pins and the ranking on his outfit. And they said he might not actually be a captain, but a rear admiral or something that,
wow.
or maybe a step below. I have no clue. I'm not a sailor, so that's not my thing to judge. But still, nonetheless, I love the pick. I agree. Crunch Berries.
Yeah, you can't.
Probably one of the perfect cereals. I didn't get them often, but when you did, it was a special day in the household.
Captain Planet was solid. Yeah, I think he might be the only bemulleted captain that we have.
Yeah.
I don't know, because he had that rockin' mullet going.
He did. He really did.
All right. Okay, so now it's back to me. This is my second pick, and I'm kind of torn here. Okay, I know. I'm all right. I gotta stay in the sci-fi realm. I have to, because to me, this guy defined captains, and he has all the swag of Captain Solo. He has a very individual and recognizable delivery. He loves him a good flying front kick if he encounters a small spinning probe in space, he doesn't scan it. He just fires the phasers and blows that thing up, Tommy. We have no time to mess around with this stuff. I'm going to go Captain James Tiberius Kirk with my second one. It's just, that guy defined what it is to be a sci-fi captain.
And the name Tiberius, love it.
Mm-hmm.
Sean, get back to back. You got exactly the draft you wanted at this point.
I mean, there's one more on there, but yeah, I feel like I had one rated a little higher just for my own personal standpoint, but I think that might be available later if I want to go there.
I got to be honest, my board is wrecked right now. You guys just took like 4 of my first 5 picks.
Oh, man. Okay. So now you're up with back-to-back picks. Captain Kirk, man.
Okay, so all right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take another trip down memory lane.
Okay.
I fancied myself a mischievous young lad.
Oh.
Didn't want to grow up.
I know where we're going here.
Wanted to
were you a misfit child, Tommy?
Maybe a misfit child. Wanted to sneak away to Never Never Land and hang out with my boys, do hood rad stuff with my friends.
With your friends, I feel it.
And the one guy that I always had to keep my eye on, if that were the case, would be Captain James Hook.
James, I didn't realize that was his first name.
Yes.
James Hook.
Yeah.
That's a good pick.
Played by Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah.
In the Disney original movie Hook.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic movie of all time. Fun fact, I actually went to school with Rufio's cousin in high school. So Rufio would come to our high school basketball games every once in a while. So I remember one time someone recognized him and the whole gym just went, gave the
awesome.
Rufio crow. And he kind of like tipped his cap at everybody.
Nice.
It was pretty awesome. But yes, Captain James Hook. I loved Captain Hook. I didn't love him. I feared him and I respected what he could do with that hand.
There you go.
And I'm not going to say I think I shared his fear of crocodiles, particularly ones with clocks in their stomach.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't want to encounter one of those.
I mean, they're like ancient, right?
No one's got time for that.
Oh God.
You're welcome.
Oh man, Chandler, the dad jokes here just don't stop.
Mm-hmm.
Time for that. Whoosh.
You're probably a better person than we are for not catching that one. All right, well, you got to kick off.
Captain
We're
Hook.
moving. Kick off round 3, and then at the end of round 3, we'll do our Whoop podium.
Yep.
And then we'll get back to the final 2 rounds, which is really where you get the value in the draft. That's where you've made your money.
I'm gonna go real life here.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go, and this guy is he's a national hero, and I'm gonna go with Captain Chesley Burnett Sullenberger III.
Oh,
AKA
that is great.
Sully, the airline and Air Force captain that safely piloted the American Airlines flight into the Hudson Bay, saving every single passenger on board after dual engine failures. Sean, did you hear they made a drink after him?
I didn't.
Yeah, it's a Grey Goose with a splash of water.
Oh, and I'm the one who's supposed to be. Okay. That's well done. I didn't even have him on I'm embarrassed to say that.
Good old Captain Sully.
See, Tommy, this is where you always win these things. It's in the later rounds here. It's the back half of the draft. You always do so well there. Yeah. That's a good one. Okay. All right. All right. Now it's back to me. So, ooh, boy. Okay. I'm going to go in the vein of Tommy's first pick. So I think I need a little variety here, a little diversity.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with, I think, maybe the most powerful member of the Avengers, one Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to go with Captain Marvel. That was the standalone movies that I love for various reasons, mostly just because I thought that it was it's well done and it had a great story, but also because it took me back to the 90s when he lands in the Blockbuster Video. I'm like, oh man, you remember how lit the Blockbuster Video was on Friday night? That was outstanding. But I also think that I just love the way that Brie Olson played the character.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact, and you and I have talked about this, that girls who want to be interested in science fiction and superheroes and comic books have so many more like cool characters to look up to and emulate now. So yeah, and if Wonder Woman had a captain before her name, then maybe I pick her. But I just, Captain Marvel, man, and she dropped the hammer in Avengers Endgame.
Oh my gosh, she did. And
got up in there and did some damage. Spray painted the walls, kicked the door down, everything.
I think she's actually she's top 3 strongest Avenger for sure with Scarlet Witch, and I actually think Thor on a base level is up there. But I will say the 90s reference fantastic when No Doubt plays in during the final battle.
That was a great, perfect song for that.
You're like, all right, she's about to.
Fellow 80s people, I totally recognize that part too.
There you go. Okay, so Chandler, here's what we're gonna do. You get your first pick to close out round 3. Then we will, Tommy and I will do our Whoop podium, and then we will get back to you to begin round 4.
Okay. All right. I'm going to pick a captain that to me epitomizes what an Army captain should be. He represented strength and really just a dedication to duty that you don't see in a lot of, mainstream portrayals of captains. And that's Tom Hanks as Captain John Miller in Saving Private Ryan.
Yes. Very good pick.
Just when I was watching that, I was like, I want to grow up to be him, but be more alive at the end of the story. And so far, so good.
I loved his bit on gripes, like gripes go uphill.
Yeah.
And then the other thing comes downhill.
Everything else run downhill.
Yeah.
So true.
That is a great, man. That's a really good pick. Tom Hanks has a couple who could captains who could be on. Well, that was one of them.
I know.
Be on this
don't worry.
Yeah.
That's why I picked number 3.
Okay. There you go. All right. So that's Chandler's third pick. So now we're through 3 of our 5 rounds. So now we're going to take a quick break and we're going to get to our Whoop podium. We are recording this on the very first day of March. So we figured that we're going to look at, Tommy, our top hours of sleep. I will not be on this list for March 1st.
Yes.
For the night. So it'd be like February 28th into March 1st. So who got the most hours of sleep?
So looking at for total hours of sleep for March 1st, who started off the month in the best way possible? Number 1, Aaron Ogier, 9 hours and 58 minutes of sleep.
Fathom that.
Number 2, Janine Knorr, 9:57. Number 3, Jake Law, 9:52. Wow, top 3, all 9:50 plus. Number 4, Michaela Ferguson, 9:45. Number 5, Melkorka Sverrisdottir, Iceland, I hope. Sorry if I mispronounced your name, 9:40. Ashley Mefford, 9:27. Johan Henriksen, 9:25. Emily Kramer, 9:22. Bobby Joe McGuire, 9:18. And number 10, rounding out the top 10, Ryan Talbot, 9:07. So if you didn't get over 9 hours of sleep, no business in the top 10
conversation.
Not even in the ballpark.
I cannot tell you the last time I got 9 hours of sleep. Decades, probably.
Saturday night.
Sheesh, man.
Dude, I'll be honest. Tiffany was gone Friday night. I don't sleep well when she's not here anymore. I have a hard time falling asleep. And then the minute she came back, I was out at like 9 p.m. and slept till almost 8 the next morning.
God, I don't know how you do it. All right. So now we begin round 4. Chandler, you are up again. You just had a very great pick. I think it's a fantastic pick for round 3 to get that kind of value out of Captain John Miller.
And I think the thing is that when we were in the war room and we were discussing this earlier, we knew that the back-to-back combination of Toms just really gave us, a leg up on the competition because Tom Hanks is an American institution. And we knew we wanted John Miller first because he represented the Army and that's the best branch of the U.S. military. But Tom Hanks has done some work on the water as well. And as Captain Phillips, he really, and he's a modern day hero is the only way to describe it. We have the one for the golden generation of, the World War II era baby boomers. But Captain Phillips is someone I look up to, even though he's on the water, which means he's at sea level and under me most times. But, from a general perspective, he's incredible. So Captain Phillips is pick number 4 for me.
Well done. Look at Chandler. He's the captain now.
Chandler's
the captain of this draft now. That's solid.
So many veiled shots at Navy. I love that.
Oh, God. Good stuff.
I feel like it didn't matter the fact that he was able to take Army, then Navy in the draft. I think Chandler fulfilled his West Point duties right there.
Well done.
Oh, that's been phenomenal.
Okay, let's so now it's back to me. So I think I've gone like basically 3 straight sci-fi here. So I need to go. I think there's only one more consumable / food captain out there.
Oh,
And this is for more of the people on the older side of things who've enjoyed this captain's company. I'm going to go with Captain Morgan.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Captain Morgan has that iconic stance. Everyone's done that, and they have some great TV ads with all the captains. Captain.
I mean, everyone who's been through.
There you go. Yeah.
Yep. Everyone who has lived to see the age of 18 to 22 has had an experience with the old SEMO.
And to quote a former guest of ours on this show, Pat Vellner, I feel like Captain Morgan has led many an expedition into a runaway weekend or runaway evening.
Or into dark waters.
Yes, exactly. So Captain Morgan, I mean, I feel like Captain Crunch, was probably a little bit above him in the food category. I had him rated on my board. I think there's more value with Captain Crunch because it's something you can enjoy at any age. Captain Morgan has more of a narrow audience.
Yeah,
but still, pretty cool captain.
And if you decide to consume both captains together, it tells you something it's very telling about you as a human being.
If that's your breakfast, okay, if you have a military, I wouldn't be called a tribunal, but I guess like
was there like a term for like the meeting of captains and then like a
I don't know. If that's what your breakfast is, if all of your food has a rank, you're in trouble.
Sounds like a training meeting where young staff officers line up to get yelled at from personal experience.
Yeah, and your body would be the one getting yelled at by Captain Morgan Crunch. So, okay, so now we're back to Tommy to close out round 4 and begin the final round 5 with his back-to-back picks here.
Okay, so just like Chandler went back-to-back, he went double Tom Hanks. I'm doing double Disney this week.
Oh,
I'm going to go with a real swashbuckler of a human being.
Okay. I know who you're. Okay.
I think everyone just they kind of romanticize just his general laissez-faire, feather in the wind type attitude, but he did have a singular love in his life, and it was his ship. He loved his ship
and his rum, right?
And his rum. That's true. As Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, the Pirates of the Caribbean is just a Disney establishment, whether it was the ride.
He probably revived that ride.
He did. He did. And they put him into the ride afterwards. Yep. And I mean, those movies you want to talk about just powerhouse. The Pirates of the Caribbean movies absolutely crushed it at the box office. I mean, I gotta look it up real quick. Yeah. The Pirates of the Caribbean film series box office, $4.5 billion against a $1.2 billion budget. I would say
is that good?
Yeah, that's a good return on your yeah. Oh man,
I'm not sure, but I'm no math scientist, but
that's a lot of money.
Oh man, yeah. So Captain Jack Sparrow is my 4th round pick.
Okay, well now you get to open the 5th round here. So this is now, be warned, Chandler, this is where Tommy usually has like a really great pick in the 5th round. I'm scared of this one.
So I'm not sure if this one's going to go over well.
All right.
This is what I've got. And this is where I get into the abstract. The 5th round is the abstract.
Yeah, no, you can reach a little bit here.
And as far as I know, there is only one piece of Mother Nature that is so imposing and so impressive and beautiful that it was given the name the Captain. But it wasn't in English.
Okay.
El Capitan.
El Capitan.
Oh, what?
In Yosemite National Park. El Cap.
Man. See, good job.
The antagonist. It's also the antagonist of the movie Free Solo with Alex Honnold.
I mean, look,
Chandler knows. It was the big bad in Free Solo.
Okay.
I mean, technically correct's the best kind of correct. So
yeah,
for sure.
I'm going to use that. I love that.
Yep.
That is really good, man.
El Capitan, the most impressive. I believe he describes it. Alex Honnold describes it as the single most impressive piece of granite on this earth. Just an absolute monster of a climb. If you're a rock climber, it's one of the holy grails, I believe, along with maybe Half Dome. It's Yosemite's National Park. It's you've ever been there, it's breathtaking.
Man.
You absolutely have
Good
to.
pick.
You actually have to see it. Elevation of 7,569 feet. Prominence of 9.8, I guess. It's in the Sierra Nevada. It's just, you look at it, you're like, man, that's cool.
Who's the draft analyst for ESPN? I'm drawing a total blank. Been there forever.
Which one?
Mel Kiper.
Mel Kiper.
This is where Mel Kiper looks right in the camera. He's like, Tommy Marquez clearly understands what this draft is all about. Well done.
Yep.
Okay. So close now with El Capitan. So now the pressure's on me. I know who I want, but I feel like maybe if I take this person, that I'm kind of over specializing a little bit, but I feel like it's, for me personally, this is where you can kind of go, you can reach a little bit.
Okay.
But I feel like people who know and would follow this person anywhere.
Okay. So
I'm going to go with this and just, and it very much in the vein of Han Solo. I'm going to go with a TV show, the main character from a TV show that was only on for one season. Has a huge cult following, had a movie, has a couple, I spawned some novelizations and some comic books. I'm going to go with the captain of the Serenity.
Oh, I know.
Malcolm Reynolds.
Wow.
Played by Nathan Fillion from the show Firefly. And if Malcolm Reynolds has some of the greatest lines in the history of television, like if someone tries to kill you, you try to kill them right back.
He's the John Madden of sci-fi.
Yeah, and he's like, he gets himself into a duel. Like he punches a guy at this dance, and the guy says, I accept. And he goes, all right, bring it on. Like, we're going to do a duel. And then someone steps in and looks at Malcolm Reynolds and says, someone would be glad to provide you with the use of a sword if you don't have one. And he goes, I'm sorry, use of a what? And then the best one is where he's like fighting this guy in the duel, and he gets him, like he's got him in a position where he's able to kill him. And he says, mercy is the sign of a great man. And then he like sticks him in the shoulder. He's like, I guess I'm just a good one. And he sticks him again. He goes, all right, I'm okay. And then just walks off. So Malcolm Reynolds is, that's going to be my fifth. I love that show. I love Malcolm Reynolds, and I wish they would bring it back, but those characters have since aged, 20 years. So
authenticity. Wow. You're digging deep into the bag of sci-fi
But
tricks.
listen, people who know, trust me, love them some Malcolm Reynolds. So, all right, Chandler, you get to now close things out with your final pick in the fifth round.
A lot of pressure here. I'm hoping I can bring things home. I know we've made some inroads into making connections with with the boomer crowd, made some connections with the millennials. The picks have kind of just span generations. So I want to do one for all the folks out there born in the 1700s. All my 1700s kids, stand up. And that's my boy Blackbeard. Especially now that I'm getting out of the Army. And I'm working on, growing some facial hair. You got to really zoom in to see
that looks
it. But it's
good, man. Are you
somewhere in there?
Is that just the goatee, or are you going to do the whole nine there?
If it connects, that would be great. But I don't know if we're at that level just yet.
I love the fact that it's up in the air if it connects or not. It's like, hey, we'll find out.
Yeah.
That is cool. I've never tried, so fingers crossed. But Blackbeard ran a tight ship, maybe a little too tight, but he might be known as one of the most famous pirates. And as much as pirates did some pretty bad things, we have Captain Phillips to keep him in check. He's shown a lot of ability to rein in pirates. Captain Miller, is able to effectively organize units. So I think we can make him an effective member of our team. And he just brings a lot of physical presence and experience. He's been on the earth for 300 plus years now, which is way more than most people on the team can say. So yeah, Blackbeard's the one who rounds out the squad.
Nice draft and experience there.
Wisdom. That pick, that Blackbeard pick, you just picked that all everything defensive tackle who has maybe a few run-ins with some trouble during his college days, but you also drafted the All-American middle linebacker from West Point that knows how to keep him in check.
There you go.
That'd be all right. Any character issues that we're worried about, maybe we'll even that out in the locker room. We'll be all right.
Yes. That's the plan.
Now we all have our teams. Who would you select as the captain of your captain teams?
Oh,
ooh.
because I feel like Chandler just made a really good case for Blackbeard to be his team captain. I mean, you just can't like that kind of experience doesn't grow on trees. You know, I mean, that is a rare thing to find. I mean, I feel like you got to go with Captain America, don't you?
I kind of have to, but he's almost like, like, so the one thing the only reason I might go Sully is because he knows how to navigate a sticky situation.
Yeah.
But then again, Captain America gives the best speeches. His speech during the time heist and Endgame, like they even had to make a joke out of it. Like Ant-Man's like, gosh, he's good at that. and Rocket's like, I know, right? Like, or maybe I swapped the lines there, but yeah, that's tough. But then again, also you have Loki who like mocked Captain America for how, but in the end, I think it's hard to pick against Captain America as your lead guy.
I probably have to go Captain Marvel on mine because I feel I have a lot of like shoot first, ask questions later people on there. I feel like she needs to be the calming presence of that crowd. So,
and she glows.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That kind of sets the tone.
Yeah. What about you, Chandler? Who would be the captain of your captain team?
I'm presenting this as a case for all the listeners out there, just so they understand how I visualize every member of the team kind of fitting in. So Captain Planet, he doesn't need any credit. He leads by example. So we don't need to give him the title of being a captain. With Captain Crunch as well as Captain Phillips, I think they're both mostly, they have a lot of technical skills, right? Actually navigating a ship, developing sugary cereal. That's an important skill, but they're also well liked. Everyone around the world likes them. No one has any problems with them. Blackbeard, I know that you said he might be the dark horse to be the captain, but he is also kind of the loose cannon. I think his reluctance to follow the rules and kind of be a team player would definitely rub Captain Planet the wrong way if he was promoted captain. So that leaves us with Captain John Miller as the one who is best able to kind of get the best out of everybody on the team.
I like that.
He's team captain.
Yeah. Okay. So who did you like really like that you had on your board that maybe you didn't get to pick?
Oof. I had a hard time. So this was really tough. There wasn't a lot of info about it. I was trying, there was a handful of, there's like a blurred line between like a police, and some cops might be upset at me for not knowing this, but the police chief versus a captain,
they are different ranks.
I didn't know how to delineate that. So there's a bunch of famous police chiefs that I was like, that'd be really, really good. Like, or just police officers that I wasn't sure what rank they were in the, Captain Caveman.
I had Captain Caveman. I had Captain Obvious. I almost took him.
Oh,
that was the one.
Obviously.
Yeah. Hotels.com.
Yep.
I don't need it right now. I love those ads. So
there was one that younger generations a comic book series, Captain Underpants. That's my brother's
that's
generation.
A good one. Yep.
That's a good one I almost picked. And then I was thinking of sports captains.
Yeah,
and
I was going to take Mark Messier maybe.
I was going to go international, and the captain of the longtime captain, widely regarded, one of the best soccer captains of all time, of my favorite team of Liverpool, Steven Gerrard. One of the greatest midfielders of all time.
All right.
Fantastic. And he's a head coach now, so he knows how to captain a team outside of playing himself. So
Chandler, anybody you had on your list that you were not able to put, maybe you sign as an undrafted free agent?
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to scoop Captain Jack from some Army cadences as a UFA.
Nice.
There's a cadence that goes, hey, Captain Jack, meet me down at the railroad track, blah, blah, blah. The reason I want to pick him is because within that cadence, there's something about re-upping, which is when you decide to join again. And Captain Jack's the one who tries to re-up with you. As a former recruiter, I really empathize with Captain Jack. I'm basically the newer version of him. And then also my reach pick was going to be, I really enjoyed the 2013 Man of Steel film. A lot of people say it's terrible.
I like that one a lot. I'm with you.
I loved it.
I think it's great. And I wanted to get a younger, more spry version of General Zod and get Captain Zod instead. So
kneel before Captain Zod.
Yeah,
love it.
That's a good
it
one.
Has a ring to it.
Yeah, I had Captain Marco Ramius from Hunt for Red October, which is one of my favorite. Love that movie. Captain Steve Zissou.
Oh yeah.
Captain Phillips, Captain Kangaroo, Captain Stubing from the Love Boat, Captain Picard, and Captain Sisko from Star Trek. Captain Leela from Futurama.
Yeah, you had a good list.
Yeah, I had Captain Phasma, And then this is for anime nerds who go way, way back. Captain Harlock, because he had a cool scar across his face.
Oh yeah.
So that was who I had left on my list.
Because I was hoping that he's a police chief. It was Chief Wiggum.
Chief Wiggum,
because from The Simpsons. But I couldn't figure that out. Because
nice.
I have a question for y'all.
Yes.
Within the Beatles organization, who do you think would have been the captain of the Yellow Submarine? Because I was going to pick one of them, but I'll have you guys tell me who you think would have been the captain.
I think it's probably between Lennon and McCartney.
Ooh.
I'd probably go McCartney.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You researching
That's
this?
tough. I was trying to look that up.
I was just gonna throw Paul McCartney out there, have you guys have some initial bewilderment, and then explain that as the most famous man. I guess he's the front man. I don't know.
I think that I would go with McCartney on that one.
Yeah.
I think he's would be the level-headed presence that you would need.
Yeah, he has captain vibes.
There you go.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Man, that's a good one.
Yeah. So before we let you go, Chandler, how did I know people are interested in your move to ComTrain? How did that kind of materialize?
So last summer, I came up to do some training with Kat and Ben ahead of stage one of the games. I did not think the games were happening, so I'd mostly been getting really good at jujitsu and really good at not doing metcons. And it was a huge shock, one, because I was not fit enough to be trained in as hard as they were, but two, it was a shock because of how much attention was being paid to silly things I never thought about, like food and nutrition and mindset, and pretty much everything that doesn't happen once the clock starts and ends. So that kind of stood out to me as something that I hadn't really thought a lot about, in an area that I knew I needed some improvement in. And then also the amount of reflection that was going on after every workout, where there was always, and still has continued to be, like a takeaway, either technically or not technically, because I've been associated with Misfit, or had been associated with Misfit for a couple of years, but I hadn't had a coach. And it was mostly, I just was using their metcons and everything. So I hadn't had someone really looking at me technically, or like helping me break down what happened in the workout. It was just Coach Chandler deciding how things were going. And I think I'd kind of realized that I was reaching the limit of what I could provide on my own. And, there was some other good options out there, but with what they were building, with ComTrain was building with the academy here, and moving Sam and Amanda out, Cole Sager is going to continue to be around as much as he can. And just seeing everything that they had planned for what's coming forward, I saw it as like a step into professionalization of the sport, but also one that I could really stand to benefit from, because the structure and setup of it was kind of similar to what I'd seen in the Army fitness experience. And it just seemed like the next extension, like, from that. So
yeah. And we kind of touched on it just as a second ago, that you've been able to be up in New England and train with some of the athletes there. Just, I know this is more formal now, but what has been the experience in getting to throw down with some amazing athletes like that? Because Amanda has moved there. I believe Sam has moved there. You already have Kat in-house. Being able to throw down with those athletes on a regular basis, in that type of environment that's specially curated for professional athletes.
Well, definitely every workout becomes a quest for you to operate at your best, because we all kind of have different strengths. And so you're not always going to win, and more than likely you're not going to, because everyone's pretty good at whatever it is they're doing. And even Emma, the girl who works out with us, she's super talented. Everyone's has something good, but it really makes you want to be your best so that the team can be their best. So, like, if there's a workout that I'm winning, I recognize that there's a responsibility, or I've accepted there's a responsibility on my end to do, even not just do enough to win, but do my best, because my best is going to make them fitter more than just doing enough to win would be. And by them being fitter when it's their turn to be beaten up on me, that's going to likewise pull me up. So I think we're finding a pretty good synergy of the team and individual concepts feeding off of each other, and kind of forming a positive feedback loop where individuals work to be their best because they know it helps the team, and they know that when the team's at their best, that it helps the individual. So that kind of level of being locked in for every workout, regardless of whether you're winning or losing, is something that maybe I haven't had consistently before this, but it's definitely the norm here.
Yeah. Well, we're really looking forward to seeing you compete this season, Chandler. I know a lot of people feel the same way. Really appreciate you taking the time to do this bit of tomfoolery with us. Now, the way this is going to work is that we will post all of our picks on our social media account, Talking Elite Fitness on Instagram. I should say Instagram account, and people will be able to vote who they think won the draft. So you can do all the campaigning you want, but best of luck. So I think I think everyone had gonna be a tough one.
Yeah.
Clearly I won, but it's going to be it's going to be tough to choose who finished second. But
I think between you two, it'll be interesting to see who finish second. I appreciate you guys letting me dominate as easily as I did to give the win for the guest, and that's really what I was here to do. I would be amiss if I didn't shout out everybody on my my team here in the War Room. So just want to congratulate them. That stool gave me a lot of inspiration. The bad as well. So yeah, I was just top to bottom, it was a team effort, and I'm really confident in what we're going to be able to do for the 2021 season.
I love the confidence, and those first two picks of his were just that's like I feel like that's getting like Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning in the same draft.
Yeah,
so you're going to build around those two. So bedrocks of the franchise. So
cornerstones.
Exactly. Thank you so much for doing that. Best of luck with everybody at the Comp Train crew. Please say hi to everyone up there for us, and look forward to seeing you soon, man.
Thanks. I look forward to catching you guys in person too. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.